Good afternoon, everyone. Today working in the garage again. Today's project is going to be the snowblower. The cutting edge on it is completely worn off, or not completely worn off, but worn off bad enough where it needs to be replaced. And I have not been able to find one, just looking online and going to different stores, but there's one dealership that's close by that says it has a lot of parts for all kinds of blowers and mowers and everything, so we're going to give them a try. But I am going to take that cutting edge off so I can take it in so we can match it up close to something what is there, and then I'll just make everything work after that. And this blower is going to need some repairs just by looking at it. It's pretty rough shape because of the amount of sidewalks that it gets cleaned up on. And then before I get started on that though, the Toro Time Master viewer had mentioned about this cover there, of taking that off because there's probably clippings under that. So first thing we're going to do is pull that cover off. And there's not too many clippings in there, but there's a few. So let's put it back on. So with the mower all done, let's get started on that snowblower. So this whole cutting edge is held on by 4 bolts, and this lip is pretty chewed up, so I am going to be wearing my gloves so I don't cut my hands up. And as you can see, it's pretty well beat up. Not sure how long it was when it was original or from brand new, but I don't think it was that short. And also you can see where it has worn right into here. See that? Yeah, you can see it somewhat. So that's not going to be no big deal. It's no big deal about that at all. Okay, slight change of plan. Well, I was grinding the edges off of here so they weren't real sharp, and cut myself as I was going in to the dealership to look for one. I thought I'd take a trip around the shop and see what I had. I come up with a nice piece of flat bar. It's my last piece left out of a 20-foot piece, and it is thicker than the cutting edge. So instead of spending $25 on this cutting edge and making it work, I'm just going to weld this to this. And yeah, I don't know if this is cutting edge is hard or not, but by the time I get this welded up and cooled down real fast, it's going to be fairly hard. So let's get some grinding and let's weld some stuff up. These are pretty close to the same height, but it looks like I'm going to have to chop off about a ½ inch on it. So let's get this cut off. Fits right in nice. Let's get it welded up. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm welding this on the top part so it doesn't interfere with where it sits on here and where it bolts up. And it should make no bit of a difference where it's at. It's just a snowblower cutting edge, and also not doing much with it. So biggest thing I got to worry about is making sure the bolts will get in their slots there so I can bolt this back up. It doesn't matter where I weld it to a certain extent. So this is what I'm going to try and do. And one thing I just noticed, I didn't grind enough, so I'm going to have to grind some more paint off and start over. Okay, one more paint off, let's start over again. Side is 2 7/8 and 2 7/8. So that should be good enough for what I need it for. So let's weld it up now. First I'll put a couple tack welds on to hold the spot. The rest of this stuff out of my way. Did not hold. Welds on here. Yes, that is very warm. Yes, that is very hot, but it's all welded. So it all looks good. One thing a friend taught me to do a long time ago, I'm going to do it again, is I just got a cheap can of paint from one of my daughter's projects. And yeah, it's purple, but I don't care. and it's baked on. With that all welded up and painted, yeah, pretty purple. It's kind of dry, sort of dry, or as I say, close enough. I'm going to bolt her back up. I did make a mistake and welded across where that bolt goes, so we will see what happens with that. And I am reusing the old bolts just because they're already shaved down and I won't have to worry about them hitting on the, dragging on the concrete. Plenty of threads left. I don't know if I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, but you should probably make sure this is straight, which it is flat. You know, it's up a little bit right here, but all you gotta do is tap that with a hammer and it'll straighten it out. So all you have to do is bolt the side shoes on and adjust them. And it is sitting on the cutting edge. So now I have to adjust the shoes, but I don't want to wear this plate off right away with dragging on the concrete or the asphalt. I'm just going to take some of these little plates, which is the same thickness as this. That'll get me up just a little bit off of the concrete. Now I'll just tighten the shoes down. There's something I did before I started this whole project, and I don't think I mentioned it, is check the tire pressure between the two tires. Make sure that the front is level. And I did do that, and they're both at 14 pounds. That's what they seem to work out pretty good there, so that's where I put them. So I have also found there's a bolt missing on one of the handles. So I'm going to go up to Tractor Supply and find one of the bolts. At the same time, I'm going to get rid of the Toro Time Master, drop it off in my shop, and grab the next project. So let's go get all that done. Okay, just got back from Tractor Supply plus my shop, and I needed one bolt, so I picked up a whole bag of them because my bolt bin, which is right there, if there's no bolts in there, I might as well fill the thing up, and they're only, I spent what, $2 or something like that. So I was going to replace the bolt in this, or put a bolt back in the handle here. There's two bolts. There's one up here and there's one on the bottom. And I thought it just fell out, it didn't fall out, it just broke. So that's going to be a project for another day, because I'm going to have to take the wheel off and drill the thing out, take an easy out, if that'll work, and pull that out. So that's going to be next project. And that one's going to take a little while, because don't know how them wheels are going to come off. Sometimes they come off well, sometimes they don't come off where the darn, I guess, because they're all rusted on there. So and there's is my next project after that. So that's an older fertilizer spreader that broke on me a couple years ago, because it was cold out and it's got lots of plastic parts. So that's going to be another project here coming up. So that's going to be the end of my video for today. I thank you for watching and subscribing. If you check out the links in the description box below, we greatly appreciate it. Everybody have a good evening, and we will see you on the next project.